Resiliency. Spell it. Anyway, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but people don't spell very well anymore. I think it's because we got that autocorrect. It's cheating. I think we need to work on our spelling, just like we need to work on a whole lot of other things. But resiliency. Let's say it in Spanish. Resiliency. Anyway, a very good friend of mine, former cone from many, many years ago. I like to call him Heathcliff or Paddington Bear. He was one of my favorite, still is one of my favorite cones, and a great cone cartoonist. But he was way too smart to be a cone. He evolved himself out of conehood quick. Didn't pass INDOC, got to the final eval. Just couldn't do sit-ups. It was a rough day because I really wanted him to pass. And I found over the years that anytime I want a student to pass, they most of the time don't pass. So I had to stop caring about wanting students to pass because, just because we're mean to you doesn't mean that we don't want somebody to graduate. I remember going to a PJ graduation at Kirtland, and I was so ecstatic to see people that actually passed that, I was blown away, and because I never saw anybody pass. So I was excited. And so he and I were talking yesterday, and he was telling me a story that he heard on NPR that made him go, you know what, life's really not that bad. And it was about Sierra Leone and West Africa and all the places that are having Ebola problems, and that their economy has basically crashed so badly that there are no jobs. Nobody can pay anybody. So almost all the women have turned to prostitution in order to make money, in order to support their families. And, oh, by the way, the people will say, oh, well, you have Ebola, and so they're not paying very well either. So it's not only you being used and abused, but you're not even really getting paid for it, because guys are haggling them down. And they were talking to this one lady, and she was praying to God that he would send her a man to pay her for sex so she could feed her grandmother and her daughter. And he said to me, and I felt the same exact way. I'm like, oh man. I've prayed to God to kill me. I've prayed to God to, help me. I've made a lot of prayers to God, but I have not ever prayed to God to send some guy to have sex with me so I could feed my family. So I think the next time that, you're thinking your life is bad, I gotta go with it's not that bad. And what did Paddington Bear said, we have first world problems, we have white people problems. And Paddington is white, so I believe he can say that. I'm half white, so I believe I can say that as well. But in the interest of not making too many people offended by this, we'll call it first world problems. And first world problems are not that bad. They might suck, but it's not that bad. Kind of reminds me of an old, there's an old picture, and it's got some army grunt, and it's raining, and he's like, this sucks, and then it shows a ranger, and it's raining, and he's got the mud up to his neck, and he's like, I wish this would suck more. And it's got like some pilot flying up above, and he's looking down, he's like, man, it sucks down there. And then shows some airman in his room, and what, no cable? This sucks. It's all relevant to where you are and who you are and what you got going on. And so just remember, there's always somebody out there that it probably sucks a little bit more for. So be happy with what you got, where you're at, because it could always be worse. If you want to laugh, maybe watch some Groundhog Day and remind yourself of how bad that could be. So that's my thought for the day. Thanks.